Hello, everybody. My name is Chris, aka Starrapter, here for my New York Comic Con 2023 recap. I'm joined by my guest, Matthew Neugebauer from Ion Canon from Star Wars Underworld Network. It's going to be fun because you've never been to a New York Comic Con before. Actually, you come from another country completely. So we're going to get the insights of somebody for the first time that has been New York Comic Con, your thoughts, and somebody that's been going, I think this is my 6th one now, so we're going to see how this goes. But yeah, just initial impressions. First time in New York City, the Empire State, for New York Comic Con, the biggest convention probably in the world for this sort of thing, at least.
Well, now I have been to New York Comic Con, and I'm very glad I came. Yeah, everything was spectacular. The whole city was spectacular. The buildings, the architecture, the park, Central Park. The first few days I came on Sunday, and just to see the city and everything just blew my expectations out of the water. Bethesda Fountain literally blowing my expectations out of the water. There we go. And then New York Comic Con, it's the biggest in North America. And for the first day or so, I felt that. I felt the overwhelming sensory overload. How do I get to where I'm going? What do I want to do? Got the Charles Soule, Ryan Brown signatures for 8 Billion Genies and Shrouded College, Secret Issues, and a whole bunch of other things I got at his table down in Artist Alley. Got to chat with Tommy Stella, Charles' assistant, and offered to get him a hot dog. He never took me up on the offer. That's fine. Tommy, I will get you your hot dog one day. And then every time I saw him, the first thing I asked was, have you had your hot dog? Anyway, that's the side thing. Just on Wednesday night, walking into the Javits for like a little calm before the con kind of preview photo collection, and I was not calm. This convention center is utterly spectacular. It is state of the art, high class. Honestly, it's like the crystal glass. You come into a different world that is encompassing you, and a con is all about leaving the outside and coming into this enclosure of fandom and really coming together. And again, the thing I keep saying every single time with cons, it's meeting with people I haven't seen since May of 2022, hanging out with you, hanging with some friends from these United States, and so that I haven't hung out with, and that. But then the panels themselves, I lucked out on all the panels that I went to. I forget, what did I do on Thursday? It's been so long ago.
From a certain point of view, Return of the Jedi comic, or not comic, but the books, yeah.
Yeah, so that FactPov panel, they went and talked about Anakin and the impact of Anakin in that story, and so all their side stories of redemption and just lived in universe, and that was fascinating. Yesterday, jumping ahead to yesterday, Guardians of the Galaxy panel, and it was truly a Guardians of the Galaxy panel. Yes, we want to make sure we're glad that the writers got a fair deal. We want to make sure the actors get a fair deal. Grateful for the actors to speak to us and talk to us about their craft. Because Ewan McGregor, I saw the Ewan McGregor panel on Thursday, and that was fine. He talked about tea and gray cardigans and motorcycles, and that's great. I get that. I get why he did that. That's interesting about his life, but it was okay. The Guardians 3 panel, and then the Star Trek panel. My childhood fandom got to enjoy an episode of Lower Decks that comes out this coming Thursday.
Wow.
Just the whole, the exclusive episode, and hear that my childhood fandom went through a lull and is now back stronger than about as strong as it's ever been, maybe stronger. It's reaching into new worlds, new civilizations, younger generations. Kid Cudi with his album, his collab, really branching out to staying true to what it is, but being able to adapt, which Star Trek has always been able to do well, I believe. And then, of course, today with both, Star Wars Canon Day, both the writing in another universe with John Jackson Miller, Delilah Dawson, Alex Segura, and some guy who wrote Spider-Man, I forget. Really diving in, and there was lots of great insights about Star Wars canon, writing Star Wars canon in the shared universe, things that when things get retconned, or why they had to do the Disney changeover, the Legends to canon changeover, and how, just accepting how authors are able to accept it. And John Jackson Miller really exhorting us and saying, calling us to a higher standard of understanding that stories are complicated and the storytelling can be complicated. We can have multiple stories, and that if you love Legends, enjoy Legends, it's fine, it's there. He's a great example of that with everything he's done with Kenobi. And then of course from the Lucasfilm Publishing panel, celebration level panel. We do a bit of a instant breakdown, kind of rough and dirty breakdown on Star Wars Underworld channel, but definitely lots of juicy tidbits, lots of juicy news, getting me excited for what I'm already going to buy. I know I'm going to buy it, but just to dive in and cover it all the more. Charles Soule legal drama, here for it. And then the merch. I mean, obviously I didn't intend to spend this much money. I'm going to get in trouble with Canadian government. Oh, not in trouble, but I'll have to pay taxes and duties and whatever. That's fine. Because bought a lot of comics, bought some books, bought a Star Trek hoodie. It's all great. This con really does have everything. Next year I hope I'll be able to come, but I don't quite know. But looking forward to when the actors' strike is over, when they get a fair deal, and they're able to really dive in and talk about their own work. So New York Comic Con 2023. If you're on the fence, you should definitely come. It's a blast. It's a ride.
Yeah, so as far as looking at this year, what makes this year different? Like I said, I've been going since 2015. There was the 2020 year, it didn't happen. 2021 required vaccinations. 2022 required masks. This is the first year we have zilch when it comes to safety precautions. Obviously, people still trying to do their best with protect themselves in their own personal ways, which is great. So this is really supposed to be sort of the return to form, return to 2019 greatness, which is the golden standard for Comic-Con. I feel like 2019, they showed us so much. It was great. So yes, that being said, there was a strike, so there was an obvious kind of, unanimous kind of thing. It was like, oh, the panels are not really great this year, and that's true. Like there weren't as great of content as there was in previous years. Even maybe last year, actually, there was a lot of great stuff. But I would say that I still got my enjoyment when it comes to being able to see a movie early with The Herd, this horror independent movie. I was able to do that. Is able to also see an entire episode of the premiere for Monarch Legacy of Monsters, the new Godzilla Apple TV Plus series, and getting to hear the creators, getting to see actors actually on stage with the Guardian stuff, even if they're able to kind of make arrangements with the AFRA and the SAG and all that, able to do this sort of thing, was fantastic. Sorry, as I'm looking around, hopefully not getting shuffled off out of here because things are being wrapped up as we're recording this, as we always do at the end of the convention here. But cutting to the chase until I get cut off here. Basically, it still was great for me. I was able to play. I'm looking at the bus right now, Lords of the Fallen video game, the day before the game came out, a whole 50-minute demo that went by in a blink of an eye. That was a lot of fun. We did everything from after parties with the Stars after party for free in the Javits Center to that's the Shining Veil party that they had. Very like hospital, creepy vibe. Same kind of thing happened the next night, last night, Saturday, with the Paramount Screaming Plus, or whatever they were calling it. Same sort of thing, giving us test vials of alcohol, shots, and fun things like that. Getting the free swag, going to Mosh Isley event, jamming out to some of the best tunes from the early 2000s. So we've seen a lot of cool stuff there. Obviously, a lot of cool costumes walking around behind us. And this year was a little bit easier for me as far as a God-Day creator. I kind of took a step back, not saying I'm stopping, but just meeting a lot of friends, meeting a lot of people, coordinating a lot of things. Kind of took a step off the gas a little bit. I'm getting this content to you guys now. But still, I had a great time. And it was nice kind of switching up gears and not being able to be like, oh, I got to do this right away. I was more like, oh, let's go with the flow.
I was the one who was like, let's do a reaction video right now. Film on my phone. Let's go. But yeah, it's definitely good to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, but overall, great turnout. Got some really cool exclusive Hallmark ornaments for Black Chrysanthemum, Revan. You can only get here. One of 5,000, one of 3,000. Got the Death Star, Tales of the Death Star book early. Got the exclusive cover variant for the Inquisitor Rise of the Red Blade, written by Delilah Dawson there. Had a great Star Wars panel revealing a lot of cool things, like a new Jango Fett comic. So Star Wars was here. We had the great Star Wars meetup on Saturday. Awesome cosplay turnout, probably 200, maybe close to 300 Star Wars costumers there, all assembled in one spot. It's always a sight to behold, and I'm always having a fun part breaking out the Mando Punisher costume, which was really fun this year. So overall, it was a great weekend. I was happy to be out here with buddies like Matthew for the first time. Like a lot of first-timers of my friends here this year, so shepherding them through the streets of New York City here was a good time. And yeah. Well, as the convention is now basically officially over, that's going to do it for me here. New York Comic Con 2023. Were you guys there? Let me know in the comment section down below. I definitely suggest being here next year, October 17th through the 20th, where I'm sure it'll be even more of a blast next time around. So for Matthew, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter, NEG45, Instagram and Threads, MNEG1138, Ion Cannon Podcast on the Star Wars Underworld YouTube channel. Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Tractor Beam Comic Books Reviews, also on the Star Wars Underworld YouTube channel with this guy right here, 12:15. Thursdays, 12:15 p.m. Eastern, 9:15 a.m. Pacific. Grab your comic, grab your breakfast, grab your lunch. Listen to us talk about whatever Star Wars comics that come out the day before. And yeah, you can check us out there at Ion Cannon Pod, EYEONCANONPOD on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. Also, the Star Wars Underworld Discord. I want to shout that out. DM any of those socials if you want into that link. Some great conversations going on in there as well.
And there you have it. You can find me as always on this channel. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe for your latest on conventions. Maybe I'll head out to San Diego if I get lucky enough this upcoming summer. That's the plan. But otherwise, that's going to do it for me here, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.
Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also included 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.